Hi, guys. Welcome back to Full Circle with Jen and Les.
Welcome back. I'm Jen.
I'm Leslie. I don't always say Les, and then I'm like, it's not Les, it's Leslie. Oh, Lord. Sorry, guys.
I'm Leslie. Because you want to sing your name.
I guess so.
I'm Jennifer.
Well, thanks for, sorry.
It's okay. I was just saying Jennifer sounds funky to me.
It does not.
Jennifer.
No, if you say it like that.
Shut the door, Jennifer.
Anyways, welcome back because welcome back, period.
Oh, well, we're happy to have you.
Yeah, we're happy to be here. Entertaining, live, laugh, loving. Oh no, this isn't that. This is what we want to do. Well-behaved women don't make history. Jennifer had to explain what that meant to her daughter today.
Yeah. Well, you did a good job of explaining what that meant also.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Oh shit, I don't know.
I know. Yeah, on the spot. It means that societal norms are kind of boring. And when you think outside the box, you tend to make waves, especially as a woman.
Yeah.
You know, because we have vaginas and that's weird.
Apparently. It's pretty weird. So we're continuing our discussion about the book, The Four Agreements. It is by Don Miguel Ruiz, and it's an amazing guide to personal freedom. Oh, it's a practical guide to personal freedom.
It is also amazing.
But it is amazing. So we are...
What makes it amazing to you? Because that was not it was a Freudian slip, but it's also true.
Yeah. It's because it's very relatable. It's very relatable to everyday situations. It's who I want to be.
Wow.
Who I'm striving to be.
Awesome. And why?
Because I don't want to feel angry. I don't want to feel insecure. And of course, like, we're never going to fully be, free from all that. But this kind of gives you logic behind, why it's not good to have those feelings. Like, why it's not good to...
Amen.
Right?
Dude, for real. Like, that's awesome. Like, I honestly 100% agree with you. And it's almost like it's a good goal to try to strive for, right? Personally, because we know that everything we do affects everybody around us. That's something my dad always taught me. All the decisions you make affect all of us. Right. And he meant by, our immediate family. And it does. It pours over into everything we do. All our decisions, all our inner conflict. Even the Bible says what comes out of your mouth is what's in your heart. So I'm paraphrasing
also
here.
Like, a drunk man's words are a sober man's thoughts.
Hey,
I don't know.
Two things tell the truth.
Yeah.
Kids and liquor.
Telling you.
And they fucking do.
Yeah.
Fucking kids are punks, man.
They will humble you real quick.
They just straight up point out the flaw.
Damn. Kids are a hoot.
I feel like my nose is bleeding. Is it bleeding?
No.
Okay.
Look to the right.
No. Oh, just our next agreement.
Started.
It's the third agreement. Don't make assumptions. Pretty down. So I love about this book. It's so simple, yet it is so profound. And just to recap, this is Toltec wisdom, which he says, and what I learned is that they were a people before the Spanish came to Mexico. He describes them as an actual group of people who were enlightened, so to speak, throughout southern Mexico, women and men of knowledge. So these were people who were scientists and artists who formed a society. It's quoting straight from the book. Who formed a society to explore and conserve the spiritual knowledge and practices of the ancient ones. And they came together as masters called Nahuals and students at Teotihuacan, the ancient city of pyramids outside Mexico City, known as the place where man becomes God. So this is a way for us to become part of our higher selves, to obtain a higher way of thinking, a better way of life, so that we are more peaceful and in line with our higher selves, with God, and more in alignment with for ourselves and for everyone around us.
Right.
And these are just four rules that he tries to help us live by.
Yeah. To help to create to turn these 4 rules into habits into our life. Like, we all have habits. A lot of times people lump habits in with like bad behavior, like smoking is a bad habit, or biting your nails, things like that. But there's really healthy habits too, like going to the gym, whatever, doing mental
exercises, meditation,
it's
prayer, those things.
Yeah, it's weaving this into our daily way of thinking, because it's only going to benefit you and everyone you love and care about.
And even strangers at that.
Yeah.
If you think about it. So we went through the first 2 already. The first one being be impeccable with your word. The second one was second.
I want to go, don't take anything personally.
Thank you. And then this one is don't make assumptions. So,
and it sounds, and I've said that too. Like I say it to like my kids. I say it to myself. Like, don't assume stuff. Makes an ass out of you and me.
You assume people do things to hurt you, or you because you're making it up in your head. The reason why, because you're trying to make sense of it.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, you're trying to make sense of another person's actions. And this ties in right after the second agreement. Because those people, everybody is operating out of their own understanding, their own center of universe, which is ourselves. Nothing is done personally. So when you follow that one, this third one seems to kind of fall right in line with it, right? What would you say?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that's spot on with what he's with what he's conveying in his stuff. I have a couple of things that I highlighted in here. Okay, we touched on this a little bit earlier when we were having our dinner. Making assumptions in our relationships is really asking for problems. I'm quoting from the book, okay? We assume that they are going to do what we want because they know us so well. If they don't do what we assume they should, we feel so hurt and say, you should have known. And I know, like on a daily basis, like I assume my husband is going to do something because he should know better, or he should know, or
he should know me by now. They made a whole damn song about it.
Yeah.
If you don't know me by now, right?
You will.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So, and that causes fights. You know what I mean? At least in my house, it causes fights
because we have it on our head. Like, what the fuck? Come on, dude.
Yeah,
I deal with my kids all the time.
Yes, exactly. But it's really communication, because we're assuming that they know what we want, and maybe they do, but we still need to communicate our wants and needs and stuff.
I was gonna say, we assume that they know what we want and are just blatantly ignoring it anyway.
Like, or that.
And it's so, right? To me, it feels like with my kids, we have a dog, and she's older, God bless her. God take her, please. But God bless her. She's older. And she's the kind that as soon as she gets excited, she just wiggles her little butt and pees on the ground. Oh, it's so annoying. So anyways, she has this bad habit of going to the bathroom in the house. And I see it, and I tell the kids, you see it on the ground, and yet you walk over it and you don't clean it. Like, I'm going to get mad about it. Or even like their trash. They will just make a mess, leave it there, and walk away. And I'm like, if you don't want me to tell you anything about it, then clean up after yourself. I will never know what even happened.
And maybe they assume, well, if mom wants us to pick it up, she'll tell us.
And I'm over here assuming they don't do it because they just don't care. Maybe that's not even it. Maybe they're just kids.
Yeah.
And the dog's just being a dog.
Yeah.
With animal instincts that says, I got to go to the bathroom. This is a good spot.
Mm-hmm. I think that's exactly what it is. It's like we constantly do this all day long. We're assuming something, you know, and it really does. It really can cause some problems because, you know.
I'm gonna explain. I describe a scenario that I actually came to you about because I did assume, and I want to say I'm still assuming. So I was talking to a gentleman and told him happy birthday, and he didn't respond to me for like a whole week. And then he said he was sorry and that he thought he had hit send and didn't. And I was like,
sure, buddy.
And the only reason I said, yeah, right, is because I've done that too.
I've done it too.
And I didn't mean to hit send. I didn't want to respond, but then I ended up like, whatever, doing it.
I told her not to respond. I said, wait a week and then respond and be like, oh, me too. But she waited like what? Like
a few hours.
A couple hours. At least.
I couldn't do a week. I'm not that fucking strong or... Not with that one. It's fucking weird because some guys I like don't give two craps about, and the other ones I care a little more. But yeah, now you're just on the other list.
Yeah.
C'est la vie.
Right.
But yeah. So in that case, I assumed something. I assumed I was being ignored on purpose. And I asked you about it, and you assumed the same thing. So what do we do in that? What would be the wisdom of this in that situation? Well, in any situation, really.
I mean,
you never know what someone else is what's going on in their life, I guess.
Right? Yeah. I don't know. See, that's why this one stumps me a little bit because it's. So how do you not assume something like when you have a relationship with somebody? Maybe the wisdom would be like to ask them like, oh, did you really? Or, oh, I thought, like be honest. I don't know. Man.
No, I think that's a great point because if we're honest, that makes us vulnerable. And we all know we don't like to be in that position. I don't know about you. I don't.
No, I don't.
I feel
vulnerable.
I don't like to be vulnerable, not with anybody.
No.
I'm vulnerable with certain people I know aren't gonna hurt me.
Take advantage of that.
I've been taken advantage of too much to be that vulnerable with people. I'm not even saying that right.
Vulnerable.
Yeah, that word. Yeah. There's two words like I can't really say that well in English, and it's my first language.
No, I think that's
vulnerable and rural.
Yeah, rural. Yeah, vulnerable and vulnerability. I'll say that 3 times fast. Nope.
Had no liquor today. No.
Yeah.
But those 2 words, what? Oh, you're just saying those are hard to say? Yeah. Okay. I thought you were going to say something about it.
No.
It's hard for me to be that way. It was hard for me to answer, like, how come you ignored me for a whole week? I could have said that. Or you could have told your husband, how come you just don't talk to me to do the dishes? I would have appreciated that. You think that would probably have a better response? Or I could tell the kids, when you're done with something, you need to start remembering to pick up the trash instead of getting mad about it.
I think you taught us all what to do. I think that is correct. Nah, we want to assume. That's more fun.
Right. Podcast is over, guys. Thanks for coming.
Problem solved. Fucking be honest and communicate properly with people, and maybe problems will go away. Yeah, no, that's what he's saying. That's exactly what he's saying.
Is that what he said? Did you highlight anything else in this chapter about not making assumptions? I highlighted a couple things too. We make assumptions that the other person knows what we want.
Yeah.
A whole drama is created because we made this assumption and then put more assumptions on top of it.
Hence.
Wow.
Yeah. That sums it up. Yeah.
I feel like I'm blushing because it's like you're telling me.
Yeah, he's talking to us.
We make all sorts of assumptions because we don't have the courage to ask questions. I feel like I'm blushing now.
Yeah.
Because I don't have it. I act like I'm so bravo for things and have these huge balls on my chest, but no, I'm just a scared little girl afraid to face her emotions.
You know why? Because when you ask an honest question, you might actually get an honest answer back, and we don't necessarily want that.
No.
Or we might not get an honest answer back. I mean, we don't know. We don't know if somebody's going to lie to us or tell us the truth.
That's true.
And if what the truth is isn't what we want to hear, I'd rather just assume otherwise.
So it's almost easier.
Yeah, it is. That's what it is. It's easier to live life not knowing sometimes.
Look at this one part I highlighted here. It says, we assume that others think the way we think, feel the way we feel, judge the way we judge, and abuse the way we abuse.
Yeah, he's getting down in this chapter.
We also make assumptions about ourselves, and this creates a lot of inner conflict.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly felt so rejected.
Yeah.
That's the truth. And that's why I just kind of like did the same, well, whatever.
Yeah, right? Because that's the easiest thing to do is be like, well, I don't care either. And then
but it's not true.
Yeah.
But you're not going to know that. Unless you listen to this podcast, which I don't even think you do. So,
so poo on you.
Look at that part. This is exactly what you said. Once you hear the answer, you'll not have to make assumptions because you will know the truth. But isn't the truth kind of scary sometimes?
Yeah, that's why we don't do it, I think, because what if they confirm the horrible thing that you're thinking?
Yes. Yeah. Because then that would make it more fucking real, and that's almost harder to digest.
Yeah. Or like you have this, whole scenario in your head of somebody you like and enjoy.
Look at my voice. Oh, okay, it's the same. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I think it's just because I was talking.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You have this whole scenario in your head.
Yeah, like, oh, this person likes me, and you create this whole fantasy of them, right? But then they don't like you, and that sucks too. It's finding out. So you can create good assumptions, and then it's not. Yeah.
And then you get let down.
Yeah.
Kind of why I don't want to date. So much up and down, and oh, maybe this is the one.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, never mind. And sometimes that decision's my decision too.
Yeah, of course.
But
for sure,
it's a lot of fucking work.
Something else I saw. He says, real love is accepting other people the way they are without trying to change them. If we try to change them, this means we don't really like them.
Why did that hit you?
I don't know. I guess because I try to change him.
Your husband?
But I like him. I just don't like certain things he does sometimes. But I've also have learned that there's certain things he's not going to change because that's who he is. And I've learned to love him. I don't want to say in spite of that, or I guess I've learned to accept those things that I didn't initially like. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think anytime we love somebody, we're not going to 100% love every single thing about them.
Right.
And I'll use this as an example. And my son has a girlfriend who he swears I hate. I do not. I honestly do not hate anybody. I do not like a lot of actions. that people do,
Right.
including some of the things that I've been presented with by this particular girl. I do not dislike her. I think she's a cute kid. I
Yeah.
don't have anything against her. Some of her actions, just like some of his, I do not like. And I'm not gonna, I'm honest about it.
And you said something earlier. You said, because I think he asked you, like, why don't you like her, or something like that.
Yeah.
And you said, she's not my responsibility. You are.
Right.
Like, so you're looking out for him, his well-being, his future,
Right.
making sure the actions he does doesn't get him into trouble.
Right.
You know, long term.
Right. And it's nothing reflected against her. I think she's a cute kid. Honestly,
Yeah.
she's not doing anything I wasn't doing at her
Right.
age. I don't judge her or him for those things. But I know what some of those actions can lead to, some pretty long effects.
Right.
You know?
Long term.
Long-term effects, yeah. And which are not always which are good in time, but not right now.
Yeah.
So and like I told him, I have nothing against her. I'm just looking out for you. You are my child. You are my responsibility. And raising you is part of this is part of what I do as a mother, is help steer you in that direction that's not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
What's better, I've seen the forest for the trees, right? So I've been in that forest. I get it.
Yeah. They don't, for some reason, they don't think we understand. I'm like, how can we not understand? We went through the exact same.
Because it's not on social media.
I guess. I mean,
there's no actual
you don't know
proof.
how I feel. You don't understand how I feel. I feel like.
Did your kids ever tell you that? You just don't get it, Mom.
Yeah. I'm like, I kind of do fucking get it. I mean, not everything.
What did you tell them when they told you that?
Oh, I don't remember. It was. Who knows? I can't even recall the situation of where they said that, but I'm sure they did.
Did they eventually grow out of this whole teenage bullshit?
Yeah,
and I know, and I hope soon.
They do.
I mean, I understand the whole process. They're trying to find themselves and figure out what they like and who they are, and
right.
There's still that transition between little kid and adulthood, which is an awkward stage.
It's really awkward. I feel so bad for them.
It is.
Oh, it's terrible.
That's trying time.
And it sucks because like their brains are even fully developed, and like they have so many choices presented to them during this time, like drugs and sex and rock and roll, and doing well and doing bad, and they're presented with all these really pretty life-changing choices potentially, and they're not even fully functional mentally.
I agree. Oh, sorry. I hiccuped. That won't come out. That's horrible. Thanks, Mama. But the part I see him is like doing these things that adults do, and then going and playing with like the little Hot Wheel cars or Batman stuff, and I'm like, you're still a little boy.
I know, but don't tell him that.
He still might be.
Throw a fit.
Can't tell him good morning without it being a fucking fit.
And that might be just like the raging hormones, like all, yeah. They get real feisty at that age. Like, you can't tell them shit.
No, you can't. They're fucking bitchy, dude.
Yeah. Like, and that's why sometimes I'm like, I told you this earlier, like, pick your battles, because I'm like, do you want to, like, how tired are you? Like, do you want to fight with them?
No.
Sometimes it's just better let them not do whatever they want, but I mean.
It wasn't unreasonable.
Yeah, if it's not that big a deal, it's like, fuck, little peace of mind for you too.
I agree. Yeah. So anyway, don't make assumptions. I think maybe
because that is what we were talking about.
And you know what? I think he's assuming that I don't like her, and that's actually not the truth. And I'm glad he came up and asked me about it straight out and asked me.
That was mature.
It was. I wrote down on here, don't make assumptions about ourselves or others. But I wonder, here we go. I highlighted it. We also make assumptions about ourselves. And this creates a lot of inner conflict. I think I'm able to do this. You make an assumption, for instance, and then you discover you aren't able to do it. So you overestimate or underestimate yourself because you haven't taken the time to ask yourself questions and to answer them. He says that, just gather more facts or take your time making a decision, or maybe you just need to stop lying to yourself about what you truly want.
Yeah, I think I highlighted
emotional.
that one too. Yeah.
What do you feel like that? How in your life? Because maybe somebody listening will be like, "Oh shit, that's me too." What in your life did you say that about?
I don't know. I have to think about it.
Oh,
You go.
well, obviously, one to me is probably being in a relationship. I go back and forth about
Oh,
being in
yeah.
a relationship. I don't like one day I'm like, I don't want one. And then other days I'm like, oh, somebody would hold me. Even now I'm like, oh. I miss being in a relationship. I miss having someone to do things with, like adult wise.
Right.
Having like companionship. I think nobody's an island. But what do I truly want? I truly eventually want.
Yeah.
I want a healthy one.
And see, I think that's the problem, is that you're so worried about it being crappy,
Well,
'cause that's all we've experienced.
yeah.
So it's scary, I imagine,
Yeah, so I figure in God's time it'll happen. So I might as well just take this as one, me time, and to just work on myself until so that I'm ready when it does happen and it's there and it's healthy and it presents itself. I'm ready to treat it like a healthy relationship as well.
Yep.
So that's me.
Yeah, working on yourself is a big thing. I guess that's, for me, it's like I'm in a weird lull in my life right now. Like I'm not working, and I'm debating like what I'm gonna do with the next chapter of my life.
What you gonna be when you grow up?
Yeah, that's been a struggle for a minute. So, just kind of like, do I go back to school? Do I try to just find another career and start from the ground up? Like, what do I want to do? Like figuring out where I see myself, and how to get there. But I haven't really been honest with myself about what I even want to, where I even want to be in 10 years. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I think that's an honest start.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Doesn't help me, but
it will. But it will. I think if you're taking a look at it, the first thing you're doing is not just jumping headfirst into something.
no, but I need to jump into something. That's my problem, is that all I do is think about doing shit, envisioning stuff, but I don't ever. It's like really difficult for me to take action on something.
I can see that. Not so much about you, but
yeah,
but me in
get you.
general. I think everybody's kind of like that though, because I'm over here talking about how I want to find somebody, but I don't do anything different. I don't go on date apps. I hate them.
Oh, I was watching this TikTok, and this guy said, like, if you want to meet somebody, like, get off the couch and go to Target or something like that.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you a scenario about Target. Don't
go to Walmart. Maybe
that's where all the cheekers are.
Don't go to Walmart.
And all the cholos. No, I'm just kidding. Walmart's Walmart people. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding about that.
No, I know.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I love Walmart too. Anyway, what I was gonna say about getting off the couch, going to Target. Okay, I'm like, what was I gonna say? before I started therapy, I was feeling exceptionally lonely and I have anxiety. So I was having an anxiety attack. And so it wasn't so debilitating where I couldn't move. It was one of those where like, I have to get moving. I have to go do something. So I got in the car, I went to Target and I was walking around thinking, okay, I'm going to do some shopping and get my mind off shit. No, all I focused on were all the families shopping together and how much I missed shopping as a family and couples. And, you know, one of the first dates I had with my kid's dad was going to Target together. Like, that's how we knew it was serious. It was a joke. I know, so
that's kind of sweet, actually.
It was sweet, but when that happened, and this was a few years ago, I felt like absolute crap. It didn't make me feel better, but I'm not saying what your advice is wrong.
No. It was.
I know what he's saying.
It wasn't my advice. It was TikTok.
Well, but I understand what he's trying to say. He's saying like, don't just. They're not going to come knocking on your door.
Right. Yeah, you have to get out there.
Get out there.
Yeah.
But I might just go to Home Depot.
Oh yeah, in the mornings when all the go to the pro area.
All the guys in the highlighter shirts. Wow. I mean, blue collar workers are my
jam.
Yes, bald glasses, dad bod. Yes, sir.
Silly girl.
I'm kind of kidding.
Just a smidge.
Anyways,
that's funny. Yeah. So third agreement, guys. Don't make assumptions. It's very difficult not to make assumptions, but like,
what would be the better benefit of it, of not making the assumptions? The
drama.
Yeah, and less inner conflict. Honestly, if you don't get mad right away or assume that they did something to slight you, well then, at the end of it, if you just kind of gently approach it and be like, "Hey, did you forget to do this?" That person might say, "Oh yeah, I did. I'm sorry," or "Oh, I meant to do it right now, but I got caught up with other things, or I actually had like life going on." You know, those.
You said it right there.
I did.
And what he said was, just imagine the day that you stop making assumptions with your partner and eventually with everyone else in your life. Your way of communicating will change completely, and your relationships will no longer suffer from conflicts created by mistaken assumptions.
And it does cause a lot of conflict.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. Getting mad at somebody because you think they did something, or you know what I mean? And then like letting that fester inside of you, being mad at somebody, and then when you finally do talk to them weeks later or days later or whatever it is, and then it's like, oh, it's just miscommunication.
And I think a lot of times it is just miscommunication or misunderstandings, and you got to clear the air, and then everything's kind of copacetic again.
Yeah.
When you assume, it makes an ass out of you and me. But we do it. We're not doing any of these to point it, anyone out. But
no,
we obviously do it too, because we're giving examples of it. So
yeah, and once again, I mean, look at this book. Excuse me. This book is based off of you talked about them earlier, the Toltec peoples, right?
Right.
I mean, they were going through this shit way back.
Centuries ago.
That
kind of blows my mind.
Yeah.
I wonder, you're just thinking about that. What kind of conflicts did they have then?
Right.
But they're obviously, it's a human thing. So
yeah.
Don't be too hard on yourself either.
Definitely not.
And he talks about that too. Don't make assumptions with yourself either. And just try and do better. Right?
Yeah.
Because you're going to obviously live a more peaceful life, which I think most of us
want.
Yeah.
I would imagine. I mean, there's some weirdos out there that really going for gold and awfulness, but.
So then they done got the gold a few times.
But yeah, like do better, do the best you can. And
you.
yeah, for you and me, for the whole world. The whole world would be a better place if everybody just tried to do a little bit better. Just a little bit better.
Yeah. But it all starts here. It all starts with us. So anyway. All right, guys. That's about it.
Thank you so much for listening.
Yes, thank you, like always. And if you like what you hear, please like, share, follow. Tell your friends about us, please. We would love to get new listeners. Also, any feedback is great. I would appreciate it. So don't forget to follow us on TikTok, on YouTube, and Instagram.
Yes, and if you have any suggestions for us as topics that you want to hear us talk about, or questions you have about us, do all that.
Yeah, let us know.
All right.
All right, thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye.